better.
All right, good evening, family. This is Joe once again checking in for nopickspodcast.
Hey, what up, y'all? This was Ty.
Hey man, it's Gio visiting the No Picks podcast.
Yes, sir. Good to have you back, brother. Good to have you back. And I was excited about this topic because I knew you was going to be on with us today. So, I'm gonna play a clip. I'm gonna let you, and then we're gonna react to it, right? But I'll let you know why I thought this clip was dope and why I want to talk about it with you guys because there's big things happening behind the scenes. So I'm gonna let it rock out, and then we'll have a conversation about it. Okay?
All right.
All right. Here we go.
What we know now about Black fatherhood. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recently confirmed that 54% of Black men have never fathered children. Only 46% of Black men have ever fathered children. 72.7% of Black fathers talk with their children about things that happen during the day, several times a week or more, whether they live with their children or not. 58% of Black fathers live with one or more of their children. And blackdemographics.com also reported that 66% of Black men live with their partners at their first child's birth, either married or cohabitating. So instead of taking the highest number, which is 72.7% of Black father involvement, I'll be fair and use the average of all three involvement categories. The average of 72.7%, 66%, and 58% is 65.5%. If only 46% of Black men have ever fathered children and 65% are in their children's lives, then that means that 30.1% of Black fathers are active and present in their children's lives, whether married or cohabitating. 54% of Black men have never fathered children. If you add that with 30.1% of the Black fathers who are active and present in their children's lives, that equals 84.1% of Black men have never fathered children or are in their children's lives. That leaves approximately 15.9% of Black men who could potentially be deadbeat or subpar fathers. Black men, I want you to take this information, celebrate it, and spread it as much as possible. This is the only way that you will be able to protect the Black male ethnic image and get this harmful stereotype and or narrative that Black men are simply deadbeat fathers, because it's not true. Happy New Year and
Mm, mm.
All right. So I'm gonna set it up right, but so this brother has been big on reclaiming our narrative, right? So I'm gonna just set it up and then I'm gonna let y'all react to it. But his thing is like, listen, the negative stereotypes about black men have to stop. The media has been controlling our narrative. Our women have been controlling our narrative. We have not controlled our narrative. But now
Mhm.
this brother has gone in and done the research. He's looking at incarceration rates and how they've decreased since 2000. He's looking at black entrepreneurs and how they've increased. Black male businesses that have increased. He's saying that the black middle class is growing. And now he's saying that black fathers are engaged. 85% of black men have either fathered children and are active in their lives or have never fathered children at all, which means that
Mhm.
15% of black men are potentially these deadbeats, these pookies, these ray rays, the ones that are getting all the women pregnant and contributing to the single parent households in our country, right? So the big thing to keep in mind when we're talking about this is reclaiming our narrative and changing it and making it positive, because we should control our characterization. We should control, how the world views us. And I think that this brother is starting to do that with the data that he's collecting. He's a statistician, right? So with that said, maybe we'll go to our guest first because we have a guest tonight. But Gio, what do you think about any and all of this? Please let us know, because I think this is a topic that needs to keep. This needs to go viral. These types of conversations.
So no, yeah, I love seeing it. Right. I think that's something that we talked about last time I was on the show. I'm the product of a 2-parent household. I'm a self-proclaimed mama's boy, but I'm my daddy's son. Right. I give my dad all the credit for molding me into the man that I am today. In terms of just the stuff that my mom would have had no idea about teaching me and would have never been able to, from my perspective. Right. It's just certain shit that, like, I didn't have uncles. Long story short, though, I think I love to see that type of stat, and I'm not surprised from my experiences in terms of just the men that I'm around, the people that I see in my neighborhood around. I remember, it was a time taking my daughter to preschool, and it was all the dads. Like we all were dropping off and picking up, and that's how we got to know each other. That's how we started talking. It was like, yo, what's up, bro? Hey, so on and so forth. Like your daughter got this, y'all going to this. Just having those conversations. So my experience, within the Black community is that it's actually more so the minority that don't have their dad in some capacity, right? Even my friends who I might not know their dad, I know they go over their dad's house, right? I know they dad come pick them up on like certain weekends when they not at home. Like it's never been something that I've experienced the way it's talked about in such a negative manner. So I'm glad that somebody's coming and putting numbers to my experience and putting like it's proof, right? When men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
Yeah, no, I agree, G. Listen, man, like it's a good thing because like when you hear, women talk, not even just on social media, you know what I mean? Like you can see it on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. But like even like, like say within my family, like they pick certain males, you know what I mean, to have babies with, and then they disparage those males that they had babies with. And what the story normally is that this guy had a previous baby with somebody else. They're not taking care of that baby, but you think he's going to take care of your baby. Y'all link up, y'all have a baby, and then things don't work out with y'all. And then he treats that baby the same as he did his previous baby. And but with the article mentions, with the statistician mentions, the guy that Dope just put us on, is that like those people are, let's just round it up and say 16% of the population. You heard about the dude in Memphis that got like 46 different baby moms?
Mm-hmm.
So the idea that like these women that end up being baby moms choose the same dudes, bro, like it has merit. Like it's not like
Right.
because the same kind of guys are attractive, not just in Black community, but I think in all communities, right? Like I think the only difference I think that the Black community differs with other communities, right? As far as our women go, is that I think white chicks, you know what I mean? I don't know the white chick version for Pookie and Ray Ray. I don't know the Asian chick version for Pookie and Ray Ray. I don't know the Indian chick. I think bad guys are attractive in like some like an unconscious way to women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a good guy that pays his taxes and carry a briefcase and wears a suit, he's not really attractive, to women. The way the bad guy is, the 6'4" dude, the dude don't play about his business and all that. The difference I think is that where our women, they'll have sex with them dudes and have their babies. White women will have sex with them dudes and get that joint taken care of. The dudes don't even know about it. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't think white women definitely bang Pookies and Ray Rays. The white version of Pookie and Ray Ray. I don't know, not Chad, because Chad did it. Let's say what's a hood version of white dude? The dude
Billy Ray. Billy Ray. Bubba. Billy Ray and Bubbles.
Or Tommy. I'm not Tommy. What's the Tommy from
That's
Power?
Tommy, yeah, Tommy from Power.
They bang Billy Ray and Bubba and Tommy, but they get that joint taken care of because they be like, yo, Billy Ray ain't good. I'm not having Billy Ray's baby. I'm gonna have Michael's baby. He works at a law firm, and he's like might become partner in 20 years. I'm rock out with that dude. Our women had a baby, and the dudes be like, all right, you can have him, but like, I mean, as soon as we're not together no more, I'm not taking care of that kid. You know that, right? Like that's kind of the unspoken agreement. But they normally think that, you know what, they have the baby because they like, no, although he didn't take care of his previous babies with the baby mom, it's because the baby mom was a bitch. That's why he didn't take. That's why he didn't. But guess what? I'm special.
I think that's. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go, bro. My bad.
That's basically what my point is. I think all groups bang with Pookies and Ray Rays, right, of their respective versions. But our women will get pregnant, then have their baby, and then a couple years later be like, you know what, I'm done with Pookie and Ray Ray. Now I want me a Geo. I want me a Joe. I want me a Top. Nah, bitch, you can't get us. We don't want to deal with Pookie and Ray Ray. He gonna say don't play. He gonna say don't keep that nigga away from my baby.
Right. But she's my wife. Like I live here. I pay all the bills. Like where your son gonna live? Like he live with her. She about to live with me. You said I can't. I don't tell young boy to turn the PlayStation off. This is my electric, nigga. What you talking about?
Right. I don't care. You bought the PlayStation for Christmas. I don't care. Don't tell him.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Matter of fact, tell him we gonna keep it over at my house. Tell him bring the PlayStation when he come over my house. Tell him he can come over if he bring the PlayStation. I'll keep my son for the weekend if he bring the PlayStation.
Listen, Ty made a good point though, so I want to add a little more context and then continue this conversation, right? Because I'm loving it so far, right? So remember, we're trying to think rebranding ourselves, taking control of the black male image, right? How do we do that? Because they've been shitting on us for too long, and the data is showing like, yo. All right, so here's the thing. So some people would say this, right? This is a response I would see from a lot of men. So I'm going to read it off my phone because I don't have it queued up, okay? But just for some context, so there's a comment on one of this brother's videos. And this one guy says, we need to stop conversing with females as if they are equals. They aren't going to suddenly decide to be accountable for their lives. The solution is we need to take responsibility and stop impregnating women until you are 100% sure of her character, right? So that's somebody's looking at the data and being like, why are we impregnating these women, right? Now remember, we're talking about 15% of men. We just see the data from the TDC, from blackdemographics.com, where I'm going to share. I'm going to pull up a chart soon so they can see it. Well, if I get a chance, or maybe I'll share it when we upload it. But so some guys will still try to deflect and put it on us, like stop impregnating these women. But it's like, bro, the stats show that's a small group of men. The overwhelming majority of black men are active in their kids' lives or have never fathered 85%, right? So this is this brother's response, and this is what I really want to read. He says, "No, we don't need to place the blame on men. I said men, not black men in particular, because black women are mothering a substantial amount of children with non-black men. The fertility rates have been tracked since 1973, and during that time, only 46% of black men have ever fathered children. Minority, with 54% of black men who have never fathered children. 61% of black women have mothered children during that same time span, the majority, and black women have aborted the most children, at over 20 million since the Roe versus Wade ruling, which ironically is the same year as the fertility rates began being tracked. It says you are adding to the problem when you deflect from who needs the most help. This is not a black man problem. This is a black woman problem. So instead of blaming shifting, focus on helping black women find solutions. The majority of black men are protecting their seed and in their children's lives. That old blame black men narrative doesn't work on my platform. And how you respond / receive this information will determine if I allow you to continue viewing my channel, right? So he's not for the bullshit on his channel. He's like, listen, the data is here. The data is here, and I want to put sources in this video. We got to link it up because when we're talking about data, I want to make sure people have access to this, and I'm trying to disseminate this information because, this is incredible, gentlemen. Like, how long have we been hearing about the deadbeat dad? How long have we heard about women being like, black men just be out there making women moms and then just be dipping out on them and this and that? And we've heard this I've been hearing this for a long ass time. That we're out there fathering all these kids, not taking care of them, that we're either gay or in jail or all this shit, like all these stereotypes about black men. And so many of those have been debunked. And I'm tired of it. So here again, we see like, listen, y'all, black women are out there having kids by black men, but also by a lot of non-black men. And they're still not requiring marriage. They're still having them. They're still single mothers. Like, this is like they've had way more kids than we've had. And this is coming from the census data that they've been tracking. And they're showing now that, like, listen, black women are far outpacing black men as far as mothering children. They're having all these kids. So I'm not trying to get to the pointing fingers part. I'm more focused on, like, we should be having this conversation, know that black men, we are doing incredible things. We are defying these stereotypes. We are overcoming them. We are doing big things, but that doesn't get talked about. And so that's what I hope we can do is, like, after this video, we can share and clip it up. But, like, I want to share this data with you guys so you guys have access to this too. But it blew my mind, bro. It blew my mind that we knew that the women were sleeping around with the same men. But when you have actual data from Black Demographics and CDC telling y'all, listen, it's only about 15% of black men who are fathering these kids.
Yeah, but like, so all right, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate, right? Because when I do hear that, I'm an accountability person, so I'm big on like, hey, you stand on that shit. So
Right.
I'm all for I'm all for hold men accountable, right? And I have this conversation with my fiance sometimes, and I be like, hold women accountable, right? Like, my whole thing is with a lot of women, it's just like, yo, men, most of the shit we do is so that we can get women. Like, so as an adult male, right? Like, the only reason you move out is because, like, you can't, like, fuck bitches at your mom crib. Like, you can, like I'm saying, like you get a car.
It's not good for the long run.
Like, it's not good for the long run. Like, you can't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why you get a car is so you can go to the bitches you got. Like you got to go see them bitches. Like so, like a lot of everything we do is just women driven. And I'm saying bitches, like I'm saying that's the
We know, brother.
the casual
It's all
term, but
good.
like you get what I'm saying. Like a lot of the shit we do is driven by women. So I do have that personal just knowledge of men to know that women do hold a lot more power regarding these situations, especially because most sexual relationships are men initiated and women approved. You get what I'm saying? So like most of the time, a man is like, "Hey, I'm trying to fuck. You with it?" And then that's how it escalates. Like there is the small percentage of chances when a woman is initiating, and those do exist. I'm not saying that
it's small though.
Yeah, but that's not like the majority of instances where a man is going to try to initiate sexual, and then if a woman is sexually interested, she got to approve it, right? So because women have that power of final approval, they do hold a little bit more weight in terms of like the decision. So I do hold that accountability, but I do think that we do have that conversation with that small percentage of men, right? Because they fucking it up for us, right? And so like if it's one thing if what they was doing wasn't bothering us as a whole, right? Now because that's the stigma, that's the stereotype, we kind of gotta like point like have that like yo bro, like yo you fucking it up. Like you like niggas still be cool with deadbeat dad friends and shit like that. Like niggas gotta really start looking at like those type of men as less than, because if you going to do it, you're going to put into question everything that I'm doing. Right? And so go ahead.
No, I hear you, right? I hear you. What about the brothers who, like, let's say the men who are out there, running through some of these women, and they're being upfront and saying, "Listen, I don't want to be a father."
You can't say that. Listen, bro, you can't say I don't want to be father and then fuck a bitch with like without a condom or some shit. Like you can't say that.
Well,
like,
I mean, if you're going about it that way, yeah. But like at the end of the day, too. But who's that? Who's that bigger? Who like for me that's the woman to be like, yo, put a rubber.
I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. I understand what you're saying. Go ahead.
Let me say this. It's hard to blame the men in general. It's hard to blame the men in general if the 15% thing is right? 16% thing is true, right? If you put 100 men in a room, listen, let's give me a second.
Go ahead.
100 men in a room, and there's 20 of them that are bad news. That they got the swag, they got this. What's the
Riz?
They got the Riz. You mean they don't play about their name. They about their business. You know,
and on business.
They entrepreneurs, right?
Entrepreneurs. I see what you did there.
80 of the dudes are tax-paying $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 dudes, and she chooses the entrepreneur. That's not on us. You can't blame me for her picking the 20 one of the 20 dudes.
How?
That are the worst for her.
So you hinted at it though. You hinted at it because there's some type of like animalistic nature to how women choose men, and so from like the just natural attraction, like how like certain men look, a lot of them look the same, like the same way women were like it's proven women were physically attracted to Neanderthals. Right, so they literally like were fucking like the lesser species just because they like, oh, he's so cute. Like so like that's it's just but that's like a natural like I think that's something that where I feel bad for women for, because men can be called animals. We can like look at ourselves as animals and be like chalk up our animal instincts to like our stupidity, but then when a woman do it, we like, oh, she gotta be held accountable, and that's just not fair. They fuck niggas just because they, like ignorant, like dumb niggas.
Well, bro, you can fuck but they can fuck whoever they want. The thing is, why are you having these babies?
Yes, that's the point.
Why you can I don't want to say the word, but these babies can be dealt
because
with. They can be there are so many preventative measures before they even conceive the child. Like, why are you having these kids when these men aren't good fathers? Like, they're not going to do
white school, just like I went to a white school. These white chicks they take care of that joint, and you don't even know about it. You
but
find out later.
That's culturally though. That's culturally. So like that's why that's funny. That's funny that you bring it up. That's why abortion is a big topic. is because white men are afraid that their race is going to disappear because of how fast these white women take care of that abortion.
College
That's why it's a
educated
problem.
women are
Well,
probably
listen,
some of the biggest ones who do the
They
abortion.
they will. Hey, listen, brother.
Yeah.
listen.
We're gonna nip this shit in the bud.
Maybe they're a little better off because they're making a better business decision. Because
But that, but
because when our women have baby by Pookie and she get $0 in child support, guess who get blamed? Everybody else.
but
So here,
my thing is, go ahead, Joe. My bad.
I was no, you're good. I just want to add a little more context, and then we'll get towards the end of the conversation. I'm not saying the conversation is about to be over because it's good so far, but just a little more context, and then we'll keep talking because this brother has data, right? So he has a question that he has for black women. He says, before you all have any children, do you discuss the ramifications and issues that come with single motherhood among each other? Do you ask each other questions like, do you believe in abortion or are you on birth control? Question to black women, like, are women, the sisterhood, the community, are they having these conversations with each other? Like, if hypothetically speaking, if I'm a girl, I'm a woman, and my girls there, like, I'm saying that she might get pregnant, or she's like, girl, I missed my period. Like, I would really have to be like, shorty, do you understand? Like, you might be raising this child on your own. Do you understand what that looks like? What that's gonna, the struggle that comes, like, are these conversations being held among our women, prior to these babies coming into this earth? Like, are, like, that's
They
what I.
are, but not in the context that you think they are. Because like there's that, so that the like, what is it? The system begets more, right? Like one single mother begets another single mother, right? Because now it's like, oh, my mom did it, I can do it by myself. And there's this narrative. So like
Oh, yeah,
the conversation is being had, but not in the context that I think it should have, because those are real questions. Like, women should be asking themselves, hey, am I ready? Am I aware of, like, my sisters are a prime example. Are you aware of the ramifications of single motherhood? They be
right.
complaining like, yo, I don't got no time, I don't got no help. I'm like, well, you
You
got
chose
pregnant
this,
by a motherfucker who ain't shit. Like, why? Like, what? You wasn't. I didn't know what help was you looking for.
What did you
You
think?
usually get the help from the other parent. Like, you don't like, oh, like, well, my mom ain't here. Like, all right, but I think those are all real questions, right? Do I
you
believe
know?
in abortion? But men should be having that conversation too.
Let me say this. Let me jump in real quick. I've had that conversation with a friend maybe 4 or 5 years ago with a childhood friend, dude I went to 8th grade with. And we're not friends today because that was the last conversation that we had. But so, dude I went to 8th grade with, I can say his name, I'm sure he'll never watch this. His name's Brian, right? And we went to 8th grade together, went to high school together or whatever till he got kicked out. But he's just he was getting all the chicks in the hood. He was half black, half German. He looked like super exotic, right? All the chicks loved him. And he ended up, he called me. I was in college. I was at LaSalle at the time. So me and him, he 35 right now. Me and him the same age. So he calls me while I was at LaSalle. So I'm probably like 20 what? See.
2021, yeah, because we wasn't in there too.
No. I'm thinking I'm 20 or 21 years old, right?
Yeah,
And he's like, yo, bro, he's excited. He's like, yo, I just got this. I'm about to have a baby, blah, blah. And I'm saying, I'm talking, and I know his situation. I'm like, Brian, bro, like, you lived in your mom's basement. Like, I don't really understand how you could, take care of a family or whatever. And me and him talking, so he's quiet on the phone. He's a little silly or whatever. So I'm like, Brian, like, listen, this ain't really good news to me. Like, I don't know what you was expecting from me. I'm like, but bro, like, you should talk to her and y'all should probably like take care of this drone because like y'all are gonna struggle for like you can't take care of yourself. So
Right.
I'm like, bro,
yeah.
like I don't know. He was like, how dare you say this to me? Blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, like I'm just being honest with you. Like
That's just real.
it's real. Like
Right.
you don't have a W-2. Like somebody's still
Mm-hmm.
claiming you on their taxes probably. So I'm like, bro, like this ain't the move. And he ended up, we never spoke again. I heard he had the baby, and they, I guess all, I mean, I'm sure she left him by now probably, but all
What if
three
they?
of them was living in the basement for a while. And I'm like, bro, like this ain't it. Like why? Like
Why?
so
Well,
Why?
so I'm.
so I'll say this. My personal explanation. I have had that conversation. I can't speak for other people, but I've had
I'll
that
be that type
conversation
of dude too, though.
with people,
Well,
and he was one of my best friends. It was like ripping my own arm off, losing that relationship. But it was like I had to tell him, like, bro, you can't do this shit.
Right.
Well, that's an honesty that like a lot of men probably don't have. Ty, you different in terms of that. Like, nigga, a lot of people won't say
I'm a
that.
little,
And then
I'm a little different.
I'm on the other side, right? I'm one of those men that had like kids young and made those decisions, right?
Right.
And just kind of like it worked out for me in the sense of
It worked
that.
out for you. I would agree with that.
I have a partner that like we rocked out, and like years later, but I was that kid, and I think a part of that conversation, it was that accountability, because when Takira like, well, I'm gonna get off birth control and all this other shit, and I'm like, all right, cool. I still don't gotta put condoms on, right? That was kind of my, and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, damn, like, do I really want to have a kid, and so on and so forth. But the rationale, when you young and in love, you like, oh, I'm in love, it's gonna work out. Again, I'm lucky.
Right.
It turned out all right for me. But as a 17-year-old kid, in no way, shape, or form should I have been even considering having a kid, and that's a reality. Right. But because I was willing to fuck. This is the accountability, bro. Like that for all men. Because I was willing to fuck, I gotta stand on that. If a baby come out, and that's how it was. It's like, if you'd asked me if I wanted a baby, nah, I ain't want a baby. I wanted to keep fucking raw.
Right. But you
baby
stayed,
came
bro.
came from a year. Yeah,
you stayed and you stayed and you took care of your business though. So like this, you did.
But most black men do, according to the statistics.
Well, no, most black men actually haven't fathered kids at all. 54% haven't fathered kids. 34% have and are engaged.
You're a part of the good statistic. You're not a part. The people.
Yeah, you're a part of that. You're a part of the 34%.
Right.
I also wanted to point out too, when you said that 15%. Even if we talk about like 15%, there are fucking millions of black people in this fucking, like, millions of black men.
No, bro,
if not,
for that to be our image though, but that's the thing. That's the image that black men have though. Like, we are the deadbeat dad. That's why I'm saying, like, the stats don't, the math ain't mathing. When women are saying we ain't shit, niggas ain't shit. Y'all go, our own women are saying this about us, and it's like, yo, most of us are chilling. Most of us ain't even got kids.
That's a narrative about black people.
That's on y'all. Y'all picking the same niggas.
Y'all sleeping with the same dudes that's out there running through. You still picking Poopy and Ray Ray every time.
So I'll go to your point, Joe, and I think this was like the biggest point, right? That I agree with from the guy is controlling your narrative, and I think that as a race, as a culture, as a people, that's the one thing we don't do. I think that's one of one of the biggest disadvantages of not having your own language in a foreign country is that you can't have internal conversations. And I think that's one of the biggest things about black people, is because we never, like, every time we have a conversation amongst us, everybody else start chiming in because everybody's speaking our language. We speak English, so like it's America's language, right? It's everybody's language. You got to learn the languages to be here. The conversations that we have internally, we would know this already. It wouldn't even be a question. It would be like, why are we even feeding into that? But we not controlling our narrative. We know that. Right. Did you know that there are more black men in college than there are in jail as of 2007, 2008? Right, but we wouldn't believe that narrative because we don't control our narrative. And so, again, our lack of language as a people, as a culture, where we just have, that's the one thing I'm jealous of other cultures. I'm like, damn, I look at Spanish people, how they can come here, like anybody, any subculture can come into this country and build a community within years without any outside influence because they have in their own conversation. You can't sit at their table if you don't know their language.
And they also practice group economics. That's one thing.
But that's because one of the things about the black community is when we start talking about shit, everybody gets in on it. So if we like, yo, we should do group economics, and everybody like, yeah, we should. And it's like, all right, yeah, let's start investing in the community. Yeah, we should.
Then you blow that L, and then it's like, all right, let's do it next year.
But listen, think about this shit, bro. Think about this shit. For the whole pandemic shit. It was the whole, like, Black Lives Matter. Motherfuckers got flags. I'm wrapping it up. Motherfuckers got flags, Black Lives Matter, all this other shit. And it was like, all right, what we going to do about it? Nothing. Some Asian people got their ass whooped for 2 weeks. They had a bill, like, ASAP. They were like, you know what?
Anti-hate bill.
Hey, listen, we're not going to do that. And that's just because there's internal conversations. There are politicians like, yo, we're going to pull out. And this is power that you can have when you can have your own conversations. We can't have our own conversations, so we don't control our narrative. And then the media is controlled by somebody else.
Well, a lot of us got Hellcats, so that was cool.
And the Chargers, man. Forget about the Chargers.
Yo, don't come at my people, bro, because fucking Billy Ray got a new tractor. Ain't nobody gonna talk shit about Billy Ray and Bob. Bob got a fucking new ATV. Like, they motherfuckers got shit all over. Don't just come at us because we not the only motherfuckers that was out here. Them fucking the little Asians got souped up Hondas. Fucking No, bro. No.
And repo that like record rate. Like,
So is them fucking tractors and the souped up Hondas or the Acura. My bad. It's not it's the Acura. The Asians got the Acuras and the Hispanics got the Hondas, bro. They all souped up and supercharged with fucking neon lights on the bottom and the kits. Don't come in just us, bro. It wasn't just us. We got money and we was fucking it up, but so was everybody else, bro. We live in a consumer country. Everybody's a consumer in this fucking country, and everybody spend money. But again, that's the stereotype. It's that it's just us.
I mean, I know what I saw when I was in the hood,
but bro, we also when we don't own shit, when we have the lowest rates of home ownership, when we don't have assets, when we have, you know what I mean, like we don't have shit, bro. We're spending money like we have this shit. Other communities can at least say we have this shit. You know what I mean? We don't have any of that.
So this is the difference, and this is the sad part about America, like being black in America, right? Because I don't consider myself African American. Being black in America is that we get all. African, no, I'm not African either. I'm just black. I'm black, okay. Nigga. I'm not even. Yeah, I'm American, but like, if I say that, they're gonna look at me weird. Nigga, I'm just American. That's all I am. I'm like, nigga, I'm. My mom from here, my grandma, my great grandma. I can go back 5 fucking generations. I'm from America. I've never been anywhere else. Why the fuck is it like any question about what I am? Right? I'm American. All right, but say all that to say, damn, I forgot my fucking point. What was I about to say?
We gotta wrap it up anyway. So
all right,
damn, cool. He's about to.
What was I about to say? I was. What was the last thing we said? About a what? No. Fuck the order, sir. What was we just saying?
We was talking about how we don't own anything. How other communities, at least they have assets. They have home ownership. They have.
Cool. Wrap it up. Listen, as a black person, you inherit all of the bad traits of being an American citizen without any of the good traits that come along with it, that like supposedly come along with it. In other countries, you learn about economics, building, entrepreneurship. Like the motherfuckers come over. You to come to America, you got to have money. So these motherfuckers already got money management skills that we just not gonna have. So when they do come, they are gonna spend and take advantage of these same fucking programs. But they've been taught properly by their government. By their people that actually care about them on how to build a better future for themselves. As black Americans, as American citizens, it is a fucking result of what America has taught us. And that's everything. How we kill black people, how we view black people, how we treat black people in this country is
you said how we kill black people?
Yes. We learned that from America. We can brutally murder and fucking do whatever to a black body because it's worthless. We learned that like all throughout history, and it's shown to us.
I feel like that kind of diminishes the intelligence of black people though, because like we're autonomous. We have brains. We're smart enough to realize like, hey, killing other people, whether they look like us or not, is wrong.
How smart you are, Tyree. I don't give a fuck how smart you are, bro. Don't like black people. There should never be a moment in fucking time where you question the intelligence of when you question the intelligence of black people. We have contributed more to modern history in fucking less than like 200 years than like. But like when you ask that question, like it's not about us being smart enough. We just under oppression. Like it's systematic oppression, bro. It's not like something that like
I hate that shit, bro.
we kill each other because of it.
Yeah.
Listen. I would understand the systematic oppression if we take our guns and go kill white people. That would make more fucking sense.
No, bro, because that's just oppression. That's just oppression. That's just like aggressive oppression.
I was like, yo, you know what? There's a violent section of black people that kills motherfuckers, and we got to make an excuse for it. That's what it sounds like.
No. There's a violent sect of all people. White people kill white people too. But like the difference is,
who's to blame? Are the Native Americans to blame for white people killing white people?
No, they killed the Native Americans, fool. They came in and wiped them out.
my argument is that white people, like everybody's violent. Human beings are violent.
White people are to blame for black people killing black people.
I'm saying that the way we kill black people so fucking carelessly in this country is based on American history. Everybody can kill a black. There's a reason why you have yet to see any of the like any tape where it's like white people just getting killed crazy, getting shot.
I mean, you got a lot of them school shootings being white neighborhoods.
Do you ever see the fucking footage?
do you see the white motherfuckers be dying in droves in them situations?
No, but I know. But have you ever seen a white body? Have you ever seen a white body like exploded like on visual camera?
I've never
Blood
seen
on the
anybody
street.
explode on visual camera. What the hell?
You never.
I know what you're trying to say, Joe. I know what you're trying to say.
They circled videos. Listen, and you'll see them. You'll see the videos of like when black people get like the black shoot when people get shot and shit like that. You'll see fucking Mike. What was his name? Mike, the boy Mike. What you call it in Ferguson? The young boy when he got shot in the street. He was walking. It was just him and his friends. But you see, Mike, his name was Mike something. He was laying in the street. You'll see his body like and fucking wrapped up in top with his little Jordan showing.
And they left it there. Yeah.
You'll see that, bro.
Before let me understand. You're saying that the reason
Wait. No.
That
we can't deviate into this conversation because then it takes. We're moving far away from reclaiming our narrative. Okay, let's. This is an important conversation.
It's another one.
It could be a whole other episode. You know what I mean? So let's slow down, yo. Let's slow down. And let's let it breathe. And I think maybe we should wrap this one up now because now we've gone. No, great conversations are very nuanced. So great conversations are always going to go on tangents, right? This is why we're starting to deviate to something else. But let's end it on a positive note. So what I'll say is, family, our community who's with us on the rise, what do you guys think about reclaiming the narrative of the black male image? What do you guys think about the statistics that we showed? Are you guys surprised by the fact that that most black men in this country have never fathered kids, and 30% who do are engaged in their kids. 30% of the ones who have are engaged in their kids' lives. Let us know what you guys think. We appreciate engagement. Any final thoughts, guys, on the narrative and reclaiming our narrative and stuff like that? We good?
Yeah. Stay away from the 15%. Stay away.
Stay away from 50%.
And 15% stop being trash. You fucking up our statistics. They not grading on the curve, bro. You fucking up my grade.
Until next time, y'all.